Hello everyone! Thanks for joining us today at our Accepted International Student presentation. My name is David Wyville, and I'm an Associate Director on the International Enrollment Team at RIT. We do these webinars live at various times, but wanted to also have a recorded one which you can visit and watch when you have time. We hope to provide you with helpful info you need as you continue to explore RIT and think about your next steps. Most students watching this have already been admitted, so congratulations! For those of you that are still awaiting your admission decision, we hope to have good news for you soon. Typically, decisions are sent out within 4 to 6 weeks of submitting your application. We always hope that we can send good news to students. Bringing in great students is what makes the school a special place. Choosing where you want to go to earn your university degree is a very big decision, and we understand that you probably have a lot of options. Thank you for taking the time to learn more about our university, and we hope you'll find RIT to be the best place for you. Here's a quick summary of what we'll talk about today. These sections are geared towards on-campus study only. For those of you who plan to study online, we hope you'll find this information useful as you learn about RIT as a whole. So why RIT? Our community at a glance. We'll give a short overview of RIT and the Rochester campus. Now that you're admitted, you probably need all the information you can get to make these big decisions. Many international students have not had the chance to visit our campus in person, so I'd like to offer a quick general look at what our campus feels like. We'll also talk about special programs and support services. Some of them set RIT apart. Others are important for international students and families wherever you decide to go for college. Then I'll talk about some of the next steps for enrollment. Things like housing, medical forms, visas, timelines for when you want to get things in. Of course, we'll end with contacts. My colleagues and I are always happy to answer your questions. You can reach out to us directly anytime or through our office. I'd also like to start with a short video so that students can get a better, more exciting idea in their heads about what it's like living in our active community. Since this webinar is recorded, you can fast forward if you've already seen this video, but I think it's pretty exciting. And the music's from a local Rochester band. So come and be a part of something great.
Greatness. What exactly is it? It's expecting the unexpected, answering questions before they've been asked, and reaching conclusions that change everything. Greatness is finding new ways to design, new ways to think, and new ways to communicate. It's agile, it's driven, and most of all, it's relentless. Greatness is countless startups, 12 Pulitzer Prizes, numerous Academy Awards, one World Trade Beacon, and proving he was right all along. Greatness has disrupted technology, discovered new ways to send people to space, outfitted an MVP with his signature shoe, and built a more sustainable tomorrow today. It's also making a mark on a complex planet, from Rochester to Rome, China to California, Dubai to the Dominican Republic, and everywhere in between. Greatness is out-hacking the hackers and outworking the competition. Here, 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 and here. Greatness is being first. The first to offer a degree in biotechnology, and the first to offer doctorates in imaging science, sustainable production systems, and microsystems engineering. Greatness is creating difference. Today, tomorrow, forever. Some might say RIT is on the verge of greatness. We say we've already arrived.
To start with, I have a little general information about RIT and Rochester. RIT has evolved since our founding in 1829, almost 200 years ago, from a local technical institute in downtown Rochester to a global education leader on a large modern campus on the south side of the city. We've been at this new location just over 50 years and have over 100 buildings on campus now. We're still growing, and we've been adding a building a year for the last 15 years. RIT is home to some of the nation's most highly acclaimed engineering, science, computing, technology, and design programs. Our alumni design video game systems, NBA footwear, conduct pharmacological research, design food packages, build airplanes, run businesses, produce movies, and lead the charge in sustainable design efforts around the world. RIT's student community has over 16,000 students across 85 undergraduate majors and 85 graduate programs on the main Rochester campus. These students are pursuing on-campus degrees and research programs. RIT also has satellite campuses in Dubai, China, and Eastern Europe. RIT produces outstanding graduates with an entrepreneurial spirit and real-world experience to prepare them for career success. Rochester is the third largest city in New York State. And we're closer to Canada than we are to New York City, so bring your winter coat with you when you come. Greater Rochester International Airport, ROC, which is convenient, safe, and small, is only 10 minutes drive from campus. I emphasize the ROC because there is more than one Rochester in the United States, and every year we have at least one student who shows up at the wrong Rochester. So remember, the call sign for our airport is ROC. Rochester's leading industries include engineering, imaging and optics, hospitality, healthcare, and education. In fact, more than 20% of all jobs in Rochester are within the critical STEM, that's science, technology, engineering, and math disciplines. Our local businesses, such as Bausch & Lomb, Xerox, Paychex, and others, influence RIT's high-tech programs. Students work closely with faculty in their investigation and inquiry. Though RIT is classified as a National Doctoral Research University, our school is predominantly undergrad in focus, and our student population is 80% undergrad. RIT has more than 1,500 faculty, most of them who have the highest degree possible in their field. Our emphasis on applied learning means that students have a hands-on education with close faculty interaction, guidance, and accessibility. Here, students and faculty know one another. They're approachable and open to connect with students. You're not one of hundreds of students in a classroom, but instead are part of a smaller group of students that really can get to know your instructors and advisors in a comfortable setting. The average class size is now 22 students, not 23, as it says in the graphic. As you know, research and investigation is critical to all programs, regardless of your field of study. You'll learn theory and apply that in a hands-on fashion, working closely with faculty. RIT's facilities are state-of-the-art, with over 50 research and applied labs for student use. Some of the facilities are so cutting-edge in equipment resources that they're the envy of local businesses. Some of the equipment was even designed by RIT faculty. Some of our industry partners sponsor lab space and have experts in the field right here on campus working alongside students on specific projects. This is another way to make connections for future employment. RIT is among the top 4 co-op universities, with University of Cincinnati, Northeastern, and Drexel. There really is no close fifth. Our high job placement rate is directly linked to our co-op and experiential learning programs. Many students spend 2, 3, or even more semesters working with companies all over the U.S. and sometimes internationally. Students get paid for their work, and they do not pay tuition while they're on co-op. Companies ranging from Microsoft to Tesla to Walt Disney like to hire our students because they get to see how they respond to on-the-job training. They get to test the student workers out before they commit to hiring them. 60% of our students that do co-op are offered employment with the companies that they did their co-op experience with. Co-op experience is required for many STEM majors, computing, engineering, etc. RIT has great connections to business and industry and hosts numerous job fairs each semester. Students can make contact and sit for interviews. Our main job fair, held twice a year, attracts over 250 companies to campus each time. There are also numerous smaller career fairs for specific industries, like the Creative Industry Fair for designers, animators, and photographers, or fairs for healthcare professionals. Individual employers also come to meet with specific departments or programs on their own. Despite our large size, our campus has a small town feel, with comfortable outdoor social gathering places like Global Village, coffee shops, and cafes. Here students gather to study or just hang out between classes. As we've mentioned, RIT has diverse students with a variety of interests. Because of this, we're home to an abundance of student clubs and organizations which serve as an excellent way to get involved in the campus community while you're studying. Some work to make the world better, and some are just for fun. These include art and design clubs, performance and dance, music and cultural clubs, as well as those focused on community service, civil leadership, STEM areas, and health and wellness. We have an extensive intramural athletic program with more than 30% of students participating in organized recreational sports as well. You can catch a hockey game, attend a theater performance or comedy show, or participate in a festival celebrating innovation without leaving campus. Among these opportunities, alongside your academics and research, you'll find what you need for a holistic education here at RIT. RIT offers many student support services. We have a medical clinic, support for deaf students, mental health services, and academic supports. Today, for international students, we'll mainly focus on the International Student Services Office, the English Language Center, and the Student Health Center. There are many resources available to international students from the International Student Services web pages. The ISS tracks the visas for international students and makes sure that students stay valid with their visa paperwork. They organize international student orientation programs at the start of the year. They help to support international student clubs and groups throughout the year and promote the international population on campus. The English Language Center offers a comprehensive, intensive academic program that provides English language instruction in a cross-cultural learning environment. The goal is to prepare international students for success in graduate and undergraduate study at RIT and other universities in the U.S. The English Language Center program offers a full-time program of intensive English for non-degree and provisionally admitted students, including advanced courses in English for academic purposes for degree-seeking international students at RIT. Courses are offered at 7 proficiency levels from basic to advanced academic. The ELC also offers English courses over the summer for students who want to improve their English before starting classes in the fall. You can find out more at their website, which is rit.edu/ELC. Some students, when they're admitted, are admitted as conditional admission students, meaning that they are admitted, but they have to start with English classes in order to first get up to the level required for the school or the major they're in. So, why should a student consider conditional admission? This is a good option for applicants who are academically strong but may need some additional help with their English skills. By choosing this track, students will receive a tailored study plan so they know how many semesters will be needed before starting their academic program. You don't have to worry about applying to an academic program after you've completed ELC. You'll already be admitted. If you come early for the summer English program, you're able to get used to campus and to Rochester before your freshman classmates and become more confident in your speaking ability. The transition to college is a significant, exciting, and sometimes anxious one for young adults and their families. You're away from home, away from parents and guardians, and away from your familiar healthcare providers. The staff at the SHC are very invested in your health. The physicians, physician assistants, and nurses who work in the SHC choose to specialize in college health because they like working with young adults and genuinely care about their well-being. They understand that while you're here at RIT, you are learning not just about your major subject, but also about how to make healthy choices, how to care for yourself, and how to utilize the healthcare system effectively on your own when needed. We also have a terrific ambulance service that resides right here on campus and responds to urgent needs on campus. Here's some pictures of campus. You may also visit our admissions page and take a virtual tour of campus using our UVisit feature. That's a 360 degree filmed tour of the campus that you can move around campus and see things. But I just wanted to present a few photos of campus so you know what you're looking at and have an image in your head. There are 3 exciting new facilities being developed on campus right now. And they include a new cybersecurity institute, an innovative learning center, and a new performing arts theater. Those aren't in the pictures yet, but they will be next time. This is just another view of our campus. You can see the city of Rochester downtown is up in the top left corner of this picture. And the yellow building there is Global Village. That has some dorms and some offices and some restaurants. It's a great social gathering place for RIT. This is another view of Global Village. That restaurant in the back is a very good Mexican restaurant. We also have other kinds of food on campus. Asian food, Indian food, Chinese food, Western food, American food, a lot of the normal foods that you would find on college campuses. On-campus housing provides a convenient, safe, and supportive environment for living at school. Freshmen are required to live on campus. It's convenient, social, and you have access to all the amenities that RIT has to offer. After the first year, students can stay on campus or move off campus if they want to for a more independent living experience. Off-campus housing tends to be a bit cheaper and does not require that students purchase a meal plan. So if you want to make your own food, that might be the option for you. Of course, off-campus is less convenient, and many off-campus students either buy a car or choose apartment complexes near campus that have shuttle bus service. There is plenty of off-campus housing in the residential neighborhoods surrounding campus. 6,500 of RIT's 18,000 students live in on-campus housing. Campus housing engages you fully in the RIT community and varies from traditional residence halls that most of the freshmen live in to modern apartments and suites sprinkled around campus. There are a lot of different options. Okay, so now we're getting to the next steps, how to complete the enrollment process. Be sure to log into your admission account using the same login you used when you created your application. Take some time to review your admission materials, including any contingencies that might have been assigned to you. These might include submitting final transcripts and degree certificates or taking English language classes. If you have any questions about these conditions or need more details, be sure to reach out to your admission counselor. Then, we hope you will click Accept the Offer of Admission. At that point, you'll be prompted to pay the $500 tuition deposit. By submitting your payment at this date, you'll be guaranteed a place in the program and we'll reserve a spot for you in the fall. That $500 tuition deposit is not a fee, it is a deposit. It will be waiting for you when you get to school in your account, and it'll go generally towards your tuition. In addition, this will also start your university computer account. Once you pay your tuition deposit, you'll get information about setting up your RIT computer account and getting your new RIT email address. At this point, all emails, such as those from your academic advisor, will be sent to you at your new RIT email address. So be sure to start checking that regularly. With your RIT account, you'll also be able to register for housing, access student information services, sign up for a meal plan, view campus employment opportunities, and more. This and other important steps are outlined in our enrollment checklist on our accepted student website. I encourage you to visit this page and review all the information there. It's a very helpful tool. Of course, if you have any questions along the way, please be sure to reach out to us. Next steps, visas. For our international students seeking an F1 student visa, this information will be very valuable for you. There's also additional details on the online enrollment checklist that I just mentioned. Let's review the information outlined here. First, you have to obtain your SEVIS I-20 form, and we do that at the end of the admission decision once we receive the bank statement, copy of the student passport, and a financial sponsor letter from your financial sponsor, usually your parents. Once we have that, we put together an I-20 form, which we can send out to you within 14 business days after all the above steps are completed, sometimes faster. Once you have that, you can use the number on it, the SEVIS ID on your I-20, to make a visa appointment with your local embassy or consulate. that you would want to take the I-20, your admission and scholarship letter, your financial documents and sponsor letter that we helped you prepare, and your valid passport. At that point, generally speaking, embassies or consulates will decide on your visa, and we usually offer you a student visa to the United States. You can enter the U.S. within 30 days of the start of classes. Here you see some important information from our health center. This information is also on the enrollment checklist you can find online. You can access the health history form by logging in with your RIT computer account. RIT requires that we have your information on file a minimum of 2 weeks prior to the start of classes. As I mentioned earlier, RIT expects all students to have adequate medical insurance. All international students, except those on H-1B visas, registered at RIT will automatically be enrolled in the RIT Aetna Student Health Plan, unless otherwise exempted by RIT. The university offers a comprehensive global health insurance policy through Aetna Student Health that's administered by Gallagher Student Health. Eligible international students who enter RIT under sponsored programs that include qualified medical insurance will be exempted from maintaining RIT's insurance. If you currently have adequate coverage with a US-based plan, you may request RIT to cancel your RIT health insurance by completing an international student insurance waiver form. This form can be used before the start of the semester or during the first 30 days after classes begin. Visit the International Student Services website for more details. New students will receive assistance selecting their courses. Most will be registered for courses during the summer. Note that some departments will register you once you arrive on campus during orientation, while others will use the online self-registration method outlined here. Each college is slightly different, so be sure to check with your academic advisor. For those students that would like to check their classes, course schedules, shopping carts will open a couple weeks before enrollment, so you can see your upcoming course schedule online and make requests. You will have access to this system once you pay your deposit and set up your computer account. For those programs where you can self-register, once enrollment appointments have been generated, you can view your assigned start date and time by visiting the Student Information System website, or SIS. You can contact your academic advisor anytime with questions on enrollment. As I mentioned, each program is different, so your advisor may have already reached out to you. If you aren't sure who your advisor is, ask your admission counselor to introduce you. We're happy to help. So dates and deadlines. They're important for being on campus and getting up to speed with your new friends and programs. So the first one, of course, is move-in day. We also have International Student Orientation, New Student Orientation, and the day when classes actually begin. The New Student Orientation will include all of the domestic students as well, and you'll learn about Tiger traditions, people, and RIT's quirky language that we have. Lots of acronyms and nicknames for things. It's also a great time to get familiar with campus, to find out where there are quiet places to study, or to learn about the tunnels that connect the dorms so you don't have to get outside in the winter, or just where to get a good cup of coffee. You'll know where to go if you have a cold, a financial aid question, or a sweet tooth. Make new friends. Some of the people you meet here at RIT might end up being friends of yours for the rest of your life. Speaking of friends, this concludes our webinar for accepted students. Thanks for joining us. For most of you watching this, RIT has already decided that we want you here. Now the choice is yours. We hope you'll choose us back. We have a lot of information on our website, rit.edu, but there's a lot of specific information for international students at rit.edu/admissions/international. Remember, you can always contact your counselor directly by email. We're happy to be in touch. We can also be reached via WhatsApp and WeChat. So we're hoping to see you here in the summer. Thanks very much for listening to this presentation, and best of luck.